Welcome back to another video, and today we got episode 6 of NBA Playoff Watch, and it's been a few weeks since we've done one of these videos, so we got a lot to talk about. I apologize for that. We had the holidays and all that stuff, but we're back. We typically do these videos every single Thursday, so that's what you can expect, but I know we've taken some time off. I know this video is on a Friday, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and do what we always do, talk about the Eastern Conference standings, touch on every team, talk about the Western Conference standings, touch on every team, and then look at the playoff bracket if it were to start today and make our playoff predictions. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the noties if you are new, but let's go ahead and get right into this. The Eastern Conference, this is how the standings currently look. It's a pretty big shakeup. You know, these preseason predictions that I made a few, I guess, months ago now, they're not looking great. The Pistons are at the top right now, 28-9. I will say, I think the Pistons and the Knicks are the top two teams in the East right now pretty clearly. I feel pretty good about both these teams, but I do have question marks as well. Like I said, I think these are probably the top two teams in the East, but I'm not sure that it's guaranteed that this is the conference finals. You look at the Pistons, they have a really good defense. Jalen Duren is playing at an all-star level right now. We'll see if he ends up getting it. He's been amazing defensively. The Pistons' defense has been very good. We'll see if the Pistons try to go out and get a top-tier scorer, because sometimes the offense seems a little bit too reliant, at least for my liking, on Cade Cunningham. It seems like they ask him to do a whole lot, playmaking-wise, scoring-wise. But he is doing very well. 27 points a game. I'm running up a little bit there. Almost 10 assists a game as well as 6 rebounds. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Probably a top 5 MVP candidate right now. That's how good he's been. But again, I do worry a little bit about offensively, who besides him come playoff time, if he has like an off night, which doesn't happen very often, or if he gets into foul trouble, something like that, I worry if the Pistons have enough depth scoring wise to get it done. With the Knicks, scoring wise, I'm not too worried. Jalen Brunson's been doing his thing, 29 points a game this season. Karl Anthony Towns has obviously been amazing. He's one of the best shooting bigs, maybe the best shooting big we've ever seen. That's how good he is offensively. Of course, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. The thing I worry about for the Knicks is their defense has shown, improvements. I know, like earlier in the season, they were like a top 15 defense, which was very promising. But recently, I think in the past month, I don't think they've held a single team under 110 points, which is very bad. You just can't do that if you're trying to win a title. Now, maybe the offense will be good enough to carry them there, but like I said, the defense has just got to be better. And it's just not at the level that I would like it to be, but everything else seems to be clicking for the Knicks. The Celtics at 23-13, I'm ready to say the Celtics are a legitimate contender. It sounds like Tatum's going to be back soon. I'm assuming it'll take him some time to get back up to where he was, obviously pre-Achilles injury, but the fact that he's going to be able to come back, and this team is the 3 seed in the East, props to Joe Mazzulla, props to Jaylen Brown. He's legitimately playing like an MVP candidate right now. He's almost averaging 30 points a game. Derek White, ever since I kind of hated on him to start the season, he's really figured it out. He's blocking shots. He's averaging like 1.5 blocks a game as a guard. As that small is insane. We'll see if they end up trading for a center. It looks like they kind of need one. That's kind of their weak spot. But everything else is clicking for the Celtics. The Raptors, I'm still kind of confused about. I want to see just how they end this season. They've got a big game today, actually, against the Celtics. I think that'll be a good test. But Brandon Ingram's been pretty solid. In the games RJ Barrett's played, he's almost averaging 20 points a game, but he's missed quite a bit of games. Everything seems to be looking just fine for the Raptors. Kind of surprising that they're all the way up here. The 76ers have been so fun to watch. When they've had Maxey, Edgecombe, Embiid, and Paul George all playing, which for somehow, some way, the 76ers have actually been pretty healthy this season, which never happens, but they're doing it. I know Embiid's only played 18 of their games, which is only half. Same thing with Paul George. He's only played 19, but, this is more healthy than we've seen them really like in the past few years, and the fact that they're all healthy at the same time, they're looking really good right now. And I think, Joel Embiid, since he's come back, he's actually been really solid. He's averaging close to 24 points a game, 7 rebounds. People forget how good he is. This was a guy that was like leading the league in scoring just a few seasons ago. And Maxey, by the way, almost close to 31 points a game. This is officially Tyrese Maxey's team now. Everyone else is just playing around him, and he is so hard to guard. He can blow by you because of his quickness. He can shoot the threes. One of the best three-point shooters in the league. This dude's been absolutely insane. The 76ers have been really surprising. The Magic at 21-17, this is pretty surprising to me. This was a team that I felt pretty comfortable about being the 3 seed in the East in the preseason. Could they still get there? For sure. They're only 3 games back of the Celtics, but only 2 games back of the 4 seed as well. So obviously still very catchable. There's still a whole lot of season left. I will say, since Paolo Banchero's come back from his injury, he's looked a little bit off. I'm not sure if the injury is still bothering him. I don't know what's going on there. There's been a lot of noise about trading potentially Franz Wagner or Paolo. We'll see if that happens. I don't think it will. Desmond Bane, though, coming in, buying him for whatever it was like 3 or 4 first-round picks, I want to say. They really pushed, they really bought for this team, and 6th seed in the East, when the East is as wide open as it is right now, I don't know. Maybe you want a little bit more. I will say, though, Anthony Black has been really good for them. He's started, while Suggs has been hurt, and he's looked really good. Now we'll see if he goes back to the bench, but he's averaging 15 points a game right now. He's really stepped it up for them. The Heat in the play-in, I mean, these are just like the Heat, Hawks, and Bulls are just like the play-in teams. Like, the play-in is just these teams home every year in the East. It's these 3 teams and somebody else. Right now it's the Cavs. We'll see if that, we'll see if the season finishes that way. I'd assume not, but at this point we're almost halfway through the season and the Cavs are still here, so maybe it does. I've been waiting for the Cavs to kind of get back to where they were last season. It's just not looking like it's happening, which is really strange. We'll see if the Cavs potentially make a move. I will say Donovan Mitchell's been really good for them. We'll see. I think they might try to trade Jared Allen, maybe to a team like the Celtics who's looking for a center. That could be interesting. Or they just kind of sit around. I will say Darius Garland's looked a lot better as of recently. So yeah, we'll see with the Cavs. I kind of skipped over the Heat. We'll talk about them. Norman Powell's still doing his thing. Bam Adebayo's still doing his thing. I mean, there's not much new with the Heat. I have heard that Ja Morant is potentially going to get traded. The Grizzlies are in talks. We'll see if the Heat buy. They did, this is a team that's always kind of in trade talks. They're always a team that people think may buy. Maybe they go for a guy like Ja Morant. Maybe. I mean, they have Tyler Hero. They have Norman Powell, so I don't know if that really fits, but just kind of one of the teams that popped into my head. The Hawks at 18-21, they traded officially. They finally did it. Traded Trae Young. There's been a whole lot of noise the past month really about Trae Young, if he's able to be on a winning team, a competing team, because of how bad he is defensively. I will say he's a really good scorer. He's a really good passer, playmaker. He is so good offensively. The problem was always his defense continues to be the problem. The Hawks finally do it, pull the trigger. Trade Trae Young to the Wizards for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. I will say, it's unfortunate that the Hawks don't get a single pick out of this, but you get a guy like C.J. McCollum, he could maybe fit with this team. He's still a pretty decent player, even at the age he is at. So yeah, I mean, there's that. You'd have liked to get some picks for Trae Young. He's one of the best players the Hawks have ever had, and I don't think that's crazy to say. I know the Hawks have had some pretty good players, but Mutombo's been there, Dominique Wilkins, a lot. The Hawks have Bob Pettit, way back. The Hawks have had some good players, but Trae Young's definitely up there. So the fact they shipped him out for no picks, a little concerning. But I will say, I mean, it seems like they're just buying into Jalen Johnson. This dude has been amazing. People don't realize this. This guy's averaging 23.5 points a game, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He's close to a triple-double. I know 2 assists away is still kind of a bit, but that's pretty close to a triple-double. That's insane. Jalen Johnson's been so good. He's going to be an all-star this season. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been really good. Stepped it up when Trae Young's been hurt. He's averaging close to 20 points a game. Did not expect that from him. He has been absolutely amazing for them. I will say some of these other guys, though, like Dyson Daniels, has been a little disappointing. People thought he could make another jump this season. Zachary Reese, number 1 pick, and he just has not looked all that good. So the Hawks have a lot of pieces that are kind of just, underperforming, and they're still sitting at the 9 seed. They still also, Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker are playing amazing right now. We'll see what happens. I think they have, I want to say they have the Pelicans pick, I believe. I believe that's the Hawks, and the Pelicans are at the bottom of the West right now, so that could be really good for the Hawks. The Hawks could once again, the Hawks are in a good spot. Even with this, I think the Wizards probably win this trade pretty clearly, but I mean, the Hawks are still in a pretty decent spot. The Bulls, I don't think they're in a decent spot. I mean, I'm just waiting for them to sell all these players. Like, you got to sell, I think at this point, Kobe White. You got to sell Vucevic. I've been saying that for the past, 3 years, it feels like. I think guys like Ayo Dosunmu could interest some teams. We'll see what happens, what they do with Josh Giddey. I'd assume they keep Buzelis. But, yeah, I mean, being in the play-in every year, it gets hard. As a Bulls fan, it's just not fun to watch this team. I feel like I say this every video, but they just don't have a guy, and they haven't had a guy. I mean, they had DeRozan for that one season where he was like a top 5 MVP player, but since then, I mean, the most recent really number one option they had, I mean, I guess you could say Jimmy Butler, but I don't even know if I'd count that. He was so young on the Bulls, and he didn't really take the Bulls anywhere. Derrick Rose obviously did that, and then before him it was Jordan. The Bulls haven't had a superstar player like that very often, at least in recent memory. And again, I know they've had DeRozan, Derrick Rose, Jordan, but that might be it in the past 35 years. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, the front office likes to just sit around at the deadline, so maybe they just do that again and get into the plan. I don't really know what the long-term goal is here. But if there's any year to tank with the amount of good freshmen in college basketball right now, it's got to be this year, and it doesn't look like they're going to do that. The Bucks at 16-21, I'd kind of assume Giannis just stays. He hasn't really gone out and said he wants a trade. I think that's probably what the Bucks are waiting for. I don't think they're just going to trade Giannis just because. At 16-21, they could still very well sneak into the plan, especially if Giannis comes back at any point. He's been injured. But without Giannis, this team's not even a play-in team. This team's just not good. It's really just Giannis and everybody else. And if they trade Giannis, which again I don't think they will at this point, they're just going to be even worse. But again, I think they keep Giannis, and maybe once Giannis comes back, he's been out with injury. Maybe they can sneak into the play. Maybe they could sneak all the way up to the 6th seed. I mean, they're only 4.5 games back. It's still again very long season. This team's just not great besides Giannis, especially, and when he's been out, you've seen that they've really tanked in the standings. The Hornets have actually been kind of fun. I think the Hornets kind of got something here. They're 13-25 right now. They probably maybe they could sneak into the play-in if they continue playing like this. They probably won't be, top. They definitely, I'll say that they definitely won't be a top 6 team this year, but looks like they got something. We'll see what happens with LaMelo Ball. I think that's still a potential trade candidate for them. Maybe they just ship him off out for the younger guys. Brandon Miller and Con Knippel are. Brandon Miller's averaging 20 points a game. Con Knippel's averaging 19.5. Miles Bridges is averaging 20 points a game. LaMelo's close to 20 points a game. They've got 4 guys almost averaging 20 points a game. This offense has been really good for them. Not to mention Colin Sexton, 15 points a game. Maybe he could be a potential trade candidate, sell high kind of guy. But I mean, like I said, the Hornets got some pieces. Con Knippel's been amazing. I think the Hornets are a really fun team. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. The Nets as well. The Nets over the past month, I think, have had the best defense in the league. With a team with Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas, I know neither of those guys have played 100% of their games, but that's pretty impressive. Cam Thomas has only played 13 of their, 34 games this season. So Michael Porter Jr., though, they could potentially try to trade him. He's averaging 26 points a game. He's been amazing this year. Igor Demin has been really good for them as well, 10 points a game. They got a lot of guys they're playing really well defensively. Now, obviously, this team's still not great. With the Wizards, same thing. The team's still not great, but I think this Trae Young trade really it's interesting. I saw a little thing that they ended up turning Bradley Beal into I want to say 3 or 4 second-round picks and a few first-round picks, pick swaps, and then a first-round pick, and obviously Trae Young. That's pretty good work from the front office there. Not to mention Alex Sarr averaging 17 points a game. He's been pretty good. Keyshawn George has been pretty good. Trey Johnson is going to be in that backcourt with Trae Young, so 2 Trays there. Trey Johnson's been all right. Bilal Coulibaly's been pretty solid. They've got a lot of young guys. They also have Chris Middleton, kind of a weird little I don't know why he's on this team, but Bub Carrington's very young. Cam Whitmore, they've got a lot of young players on this team. We'll see what ends up happening with the Wizards, but I expect them to be on the upward trajectory. And then the Pacers, I mean, it's just full tank at this point. 7-31. It's insane. This team made the finals this year, and they lose. Granted, they did lose Halliburton. He is their best player. He's the most important player on their team, most important player on their offense by far. Like, he is that. I didn't expect the Pacers to be that bad. I think I had them finishing as the 10 or 11 seed, but at 7-31, did not expect that. But hey, if they can go out and draft another great player, like I said, this draft class is loaded. That's a pretty good look for the Pacers, especially with Halliburton coming back. I'm not sure if he's coming back end of this season. Maybe. I mean, Tatum sounds like he might, so maybe Halliburton can. Or if it's going to be next, just give up on this season, come back next season. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, the Pacers in a weird spot, but I think they'll be fine next year. I mean, this is just kind of a gap year for the Pacers, and a lot of teams that compete have those sometimes. So I wouldn't be too worried, in all honesty. Let's go ahead and move on to the Western Conference, though. The Thunder still at the top at 31-7. I will say, though, the Thunder have looked a little suspect. They're 6-4 in their last 10. I mean, a few weeks ago, this was a team that people were expecting to break the 73-9 record. There was a point in the season where the Thunder were on pace to be 78-4, 79-3. I remember talking about that on here. Now they're 31-7. They're going to have to only lose one more game if they want to break the record, lose two more if they want to tie the Warriors record. So I'd expect that not to happen. I will say people are overreacting to this skid a little bit. Like, granted, I mean, maybe they're not. I mean, they've lost to the Spurs 3 times. They just lost to the Hornets by 30. That was pretty bad. The Jazz just took them to overtime. They lost to the Suns on a game winner. I mean, they've been losing a lot of games recently, I will say. So maybe it's not an overreaction, but then again, the Thunder are still on pace to go 67-15. Like, they're still on pace to have an amazing record, probably the best record in the league, and they still do have the best record in the league. I will say with the Thunder, there are certain points offensively where it's kind of the Pistons' problem. Now, obviously not as much, and I think SGA at this point, as the MVP, reigning MVP, may win his back-to-back MVPs. Like, SGA is better than Cade. I think everyone would agree with that. That's not like a hot take I'm saying. And the guys around him are better than what the Pistons have offensively. But there are some times where it is a little bit reliant on SGA to be kind of this team's offense. And that's a little worrisome. Now, this is a Thunder team that everyone was expecting to repeat. They've just shown no flaws. Now there've been a little cracks in the armor. So we'll see what happens here, obviously. But I still think this Thunder team's like, I mean, maybe it's hard to say they're not the best team in the league still, even with the skid. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. You'll see what I predict in my playoff predictions once we get there. The Spurs at 26-11. Wemby's been out. It really hasn't mattered. I think he's come back in. Now he's on a minutes restriction. I will say their guards, they have Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. These 3 guards have been amazing. They have a lot of depth on this team. If I'm the Spurs, I don't even want to buy. Just ride it out with this team. See what you have. You're already the 2 seed in the West. Such a young team, such a fun team. I say just let it go. See what happens this season in the playoffs. Maybe they get bounced early because they're young. Maybe they make a run, and then obviously you look again at the end of this season when it's all said and done. But they're the 2 seed in the West right now. A super young team. I don't see any reason to change anything. The Nuggets at 25-12. This team has been through so many injuries, and yet they're still the 3 seed in the West. Jokic is out for 4 to 6 weeks. Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon have been out at times. I think Jamal Murray's a little beat up right now. They're still finding ways to win these games. They just beat the Celtics the other day. They just beat the 76ers. Those are just some pretty good teams over in the East. So I think the Nuggets are going to be just fine. Obviously, when they get healthy, I think besides the Thunder, they would be my next favorite, I guess you could say, to win the title. Fully healthy now. As of right now, I'm not sure. But fully healthy, this Nuggets team, I'm not concerned at all. The Timberwolves at 25-13, they get up to the 4 seed. That just goes to show how close this West is. The Spurs, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Lakers, and Rockets are all within 2.5 games of each other right now. It is an absolute free-for-all in the West. 2 through 6 is so close in the West. All of these teams can beat each other on any given night. So obviously, predicting these playoffs has been, especially the first round, has been so hard. I mean, really, the whole way through in the West. But yeah, Anthony Edwards still doing his thing. I still worry, the the point guard. It's still an area of concern for me with this Timberwolves team. They don't have a true point guard. I thought maybe they could go out and get Trae Young, but it sounds like they just didn't want him, which is weird because he kind of fit the role they needed. So I'm interested on that decision. But I will say, as much as people like to hate on Rudy Gobert, if Wemby doesn't get the 65 game threshold, Rudy Gobert might win his 5th DPOI. That's insane. He might. I'm not sure has the most DPOIs, but he might be. If he wins his 5th, that might be the most ever. So he is that good defensively still. People forget that. The Lakers at 23-12, they've been dealing with some injuries. Austin Reeves has been out. I will say now if LeBron misses one more game, his All-NBA streak is officially over, which is very sad. We saw him lose the streak of the 10-point games. It was like 1,000-something. Pretty crazy. Are we seeing LeBron's end to his career? It's pretty sad to think about, but maybe that's kind of what we're seeing here. I don't want to say that, obviously. Maybe he retires at the end of the season. Maybe he goes, who knows? I mean, he's 41 and he's still doing his thing. He's still top 25 player in the league, 21.7 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, this guy's still amazing. Obviously, they got Luka on the team, so they're going to be able to beat anyone with Luka. And then the Rockets at 22-12. Since Sengun has been hurt, this team has kind of looked a little off. I will say it's been a lot of relying on Kevin Durant. I will say Kevin Durant has looked really good this season. But since Sengun has come out, it's been a little bit iffy. So that's why they're at the 6th seed. But I still think this Rockets team is very good. They were the 2 seed last year, and they brought in Kevin Durant, and their defense is still really good. I'm telling you, man, if Fred VanVleet didn't get hurt, this team could. I think this team could win the West. Maybe they still can, but if Fred VanVleet was here, because he was so good last year for them, if he didn't tear his ACL, man, this team would be pretty scary. The Suns, people aren't talking about the Suns enough, in my opinion. Like, this was a team that, in the preseason, I had going 30-52. I checked before I made this video because I wanted to make this point. I had them winning 30 games. They're at 22 right now, and we're not even at the All-Star break. This Suns team has been so good. Devin Booker's playing like a legitimate top 15 player in the league. They brought in so many of these guys that just nobody wanted. Dylan Brooks averaging 21 points a game. Grayson Allen, I know he's missed a lot of time, but 16 points a game. He's been so good for them. Colin Gillespie has come in shooting the lights out right now. He's close to 14 points a game. Like, so many of these guys have just kind of come out of nowhere for the Suns and been so impactful. And they're sitting at the 7th seed. And I think they, as of right now, are much better than the rest of these teams in the plan. The Warriors at 20-18. They finally have a winning record now. With Curry, at this point in his career, still averaging 29 points a game, you feel like they have to buy and just maximize the time they have left with Curry. I will say Draymond Green, he's been turning the ball over a lot. I don't like what I'm seeing from him. He's, close to 3 turnovers a game, as like a 6'9" center in a way. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't love that. Jimmy Butler's been a little inconsistent at times. Will Richard, I will say, has shown some promise for them. The guard out of Florida. Obviously, Florida won it all. Won the Natty last year in March Madness. Can he potentially blossom into something? Maybe. But if you're a Warriors fan, they may just sit like during the trade deadline. I don't know who they would go and get, in all honesty. Which is unfortunate because, like I said, you got to maximize the time you have left with Steph Curry. The Trailblazers are a very interesting team. 18-20. They have a whole lot of cap space. And they have Dame on the team, on the roster. I know he's not going to play this year, but next year when he comes back, I'm assuming he's not going to be super, all that amazing, because he is up there. Maybe he can be. He's one of the best players ever. Not top 25, but top 50, I guess you could say. So he is that good of a player. Denny Avdija, 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. This is like Jalen Johnson level, but even better. This guy isn't guaranteed All-Star. He maybe can All-NBA team. He's been that good for them. A lot of these guys have stepped up. They're similar to the Suns, but, younger. And I think they have a brighter future. I think the Trailblazers are on the come-up as of right now. The Grizzlies, it doesn't look good for them. It sounds like John Morant's going to get traded. They're listening to trade talks as we speak. I just saw that report earlier today, so we'll see what happens with the Grizzlies. But Yeah, man. I mean, I say just let all these young guys play and see what you got. Maybe you build around Jaren Jackson Jr. Maybe you end up trading him at some point down the line too. Kind of just reset. It does suck because the Grizzlies were the 2 seed that one year. They were my favorite team to watch that year. It was such a fun team. But now they're sitting at the 10 seed, potentially, having a chance to miss the play-in entirely, which is obviously not what you want to see. The Mavericks at 14 and 24. I will say, like, the Mavericks, Clippers, Jazz are all pretty close to the Grizzlies. Maybe one of them could overtake them. But right now, the Mavericks, Anthony Davis is now going to be, like, sidelined for a lot of time. He's getting a hand surgery, I want to say. But he's just never healthy at this point. Like, he's kind of just similar to Joel Embiid, which does suck. But when he's been out, Cooper Flagg's been hooping. He's been pretty good, 19 points a game, almost 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He's been pretty solid. He could potentially win Rookie of the Year. I know Con Knipel's been really good. I know VJ Edgecombe had that hot start to the season, so we'll see. The Clippers at 13 and 23. I will say, as of recently, I know they've had kind of an easier schedule, but they have been on an absolute tear. They've won a lot of games recently. Kawhi has been dropping like 50 bombs, 40-plus bombs. I think he has like 3 40-plus games. He had like a 55-point game. The Clippers are 7 and 3 in their last 10. They're getting hot right now. Maybe they can salvage their season kind of because they started out so bad. And, when you have guys like James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, maybe they trade them. I'd assume not because the Thunder have their pick this year, so they probably don't. They don't have any reason to tank. Like I said, like maybe they trade James Harden, Kawhi, but I don't know. I think they kind of just ride it out and see what happens. The Jazz, maybe they trade Lauri Markkanen, maybe they just kind of sit. I mean, we've been saying Lauri Markkanen in trade talks for the past like 3 seasons, it feels like. Maybe he goes to the Pistons. I've said that a lot. Keontae George, 24 points a game. He's been good for them. The Jazz have been pretty fun. The Kings have not. 8 and 29. Zach LaVine, nobody seems to want him. He has a really bad contract, really expensive contract. DeRozan's getting up there in age. We'll see what happens with Sabonis. It's not looking good for the Suns. They look, or not the Suns, the Kings, 8 and 29. I mean, the fact that they brought in LaVine and DeRozan like recently too, like that's just not a good look. The Pelicans, I mean, there have been talks that Zion maybe gets traded, maybe Trey Murphy. A lot of guys on the Pelicans, actually, Herb Jones. A lot of people seem to like these players as potential trade candidates, trade targets. We'll see if anything comes to fruition. I will say, as of recently, Zion's been coming off the bench. He's been looking pretty good. Maybe they're just doing that to get his trade value up, the fact that he's been looking so good. I'm not sure. I'm not like inside the organization, obviously, so I have no clue what the plan is there. But at the bottom of the West, it's it's time to make some sort of decisions, I'd assume. But let's go ahead and jump in to the playoff bracket at this point. This is the most fun part, what you guys are all waiting for. Starting off in the West, on the bottom left, Suns, Warriors, the 7-8 play-in game. I'm going to take the Suns. I mean, the Warriors haven't shown me much. Maybe you just trust Curry in a one-game elimination. I've done that before. I've picked the Warriors to beat the Suns, but I'm done doing it. The Suns are looking like a good team, and I trust Devin Booker. I mean, maybe I trust Curry more in a one-game elimination scenario, but Devin Booker's been so good, man. So I'm going to trust the Suns. I think they're the better team. I'm going to take them. Trailblazers, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just don't look right. They look like the vibes are at an all-time low. The Trailblazers are looking pretty good. They've been pretty promising. I'll take them to win. Denny Avdia's playing like a potential All-NBA player. That's how good he's been. I will ultimately still go with the Warriors to get out of the play-in. I think Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, they have the experience here. They have what it takes to get through. But playing the Thunder in the first round, obviously not very ideal. Then doing the same thing over in the East, the 7-8 game, Heat versus Cavs. I will still take the Cavs. I think they're, maybe it's preseason bias. I don't know, though. I just not ready to give up on the Cavs yet, so I think they would beat the Heat there. Hawks, Bulls. I want to take the Bulls because the Hawks just traded Trae Young, but Jalen Johnson's been so good, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the Hawks. I think they win that game. And then Heat, Hawks. I will go ahead and take the Heat here. I think Eric Spoelstra gets out of the play, and I think he's, like I said before, I think he may be the best coach in the NBA. And with the Hawks just trading Trae Young, it's going to take some time to get used to CJ McCollum in this offense. So I'll take the Heat to get out of the play and get the East 8 seed going up against the Pistons first round. The Thunder Warriors, I'll take the Thunder. Like the Warriors, they're just not impressive. I mean, I know they're 2 games above 500. Obviously, though, when you have Steph Curry playing the way he is, still at this point in his career, 20 and 18 is just not going to cut it. You got to maximize. I've said this already, but you got to maximize your time you have left with him. and as of right now, they're not doing so. So I'll take the Thunder, even with them being a little suspect as of recently. The Timberwolves, Lakers, without Austin Reeves, I'm going to take the Timberwolves. I think Anthony Edwards finds a way to do it. This guy always finds ways to win in the playoffs, close out games. We saw him take over the game against the Thunder not too long ago. He hit the game winner. Well, it wasn't game winner, game like clincher, game sealer, whatever you want to call it. I think the Timberwolves with the home court advantage in this one as well, which is very interesting. I'll take them to get out of the first round, setting up a big series with the Thunder. Lakers fully healthy, I'd probably take the Lakers in all transparency, but as of right now, I'll take the Timberwolves. Nuggets, Rockets, kind of similar thing. I know Sengun's been a little beat up, but without Jokic as of right now, with Jamal Murray being a little beat up, Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon, all these guys for the Nuggets, I know they've been pretty solid, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Rockets. I think Sengun is back, I want to say. So I'll take the Rockets to actually beat the Nuggets. Now, fully healthy again, I'd probably take the Nuggets here, but as of right now, I'm taking the Rockets. Spurs, Suns. As much as I do love the Suns story, I got to take the Spurs. The Spurs maybe have a better story, like this young team. People expected them to be better this season. I think I had them in the play-in preseason. Nobody expected them to be the 2 seed, especially in the Western Conference. That is an insane achievement. This early in Wemby's career, he's going to be a problem, folks. Moving over to the East, first round, Pistons Heat. I do love Spoelstra. I do love the Heat. They always find ways to get it done in the playoffs, but this Pistons team is too good defensively. They're playing too lights out. Cade Cunningham's playing like a MVP level player. He's obviously not going to win. It's going to be SGA or Jokic, but he's up there, and the Pistons are the 1 seed in the East. I got to take him out of the first round. Raptors 76ers. We saw this last episode. This was the 3-6 matchup. Now we're getting to this the 4-5. These teams just follow each other around. I'm going to take the 76ers, though. They've looked really good as of recently. Like I said, their big four of Maxey, Edgecombe, Paul George, and Embiid. The fact that Paul George is like the 4th option on this team when they brought him in, expecting him to be like the second guy, is crazy. The fact that Embiid's not the number 1 option on this team is insane, too. Maxey has been that good. I think the 76ers, the vibes are all the way up right now. They've been beating some pretty good teams as of recently. I'll take the 76ers to get out of the first round. Celtics, Magic. If you told me preseason, I'd probably take the Magic here, but as of right now, I think the Celtics are a sneaky contender in the East. If Tatum comes back and gets close to the level, like Jaylen Brown's averaging 30 points a game, Derek White's been so good. The only thing I worry about is the center play, but against the Magic, I think they'll be fine. Like the Magic don't have a crazy good center, really. I mean, Wendell Carter's pretty good. I know Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, all these guys are pretty big, but I don't know. The Celtics, Joe Mazzulla, they're figuring out. They're finding ways to win. And like I said, when Tatum comes back, this team could very sneakily like win the East still. That's how good they've been even without Tatum. So, and then the last series, Knicks Cavs. It's crazy that this is like, the 2-7. These were like the consensus 1 and 2 in the East, and it's the 2-7 right now. I'm gonna take the Knicks. As of right now, they've been looking like the better team. This Knicks team, I've been on record saying it's the best team in the East. It's the team I'd pick to take out of the East. I took them out of the East in the preseason, and I'm going to stick by that. I guess you could say I'll take the Knicks to get out of the first round, beat the Cavs. Thunder, Timberwolves. I thought about this one for a long time. Anthony Edwards has made 2 straight Western Conference Finals. Can he make it a third? The Thunder have been skidding right now. If there's any time to pick against the Thunder, it would be now. But ultimately, I'm still going to go with the Thunder. I know it's boring, but like I said, the Thunder are still on pace to win, to go 67-15 this season. People don't understand. Like, that is an insane record still. 15 losses on a season, and like everyone's panicking about them. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not ready to panic on the Thunder. I know they haven't been great recently. I know they're 6-4 in their last 10. The sky's like falling. They still have the best defense in the league, folks. They still have the MVP probably in SGA. I think he's probably going to win back-to-back. I mean, with Jokic being injured, that doesn't help. So I'm going to take the Thunder. Maybe the Timberwolves get him. They beat him before this season, not too long ago. Rockets, Spurs. I do like the experience for the Rockets, but the Spurs have been playing so good as of recently. I'm taking the Spurs to the Western Conference Finals. This is the first time I've ever done this. I typically take like the Spurs to lose second round to a team like the Nuggets, but getting the Rockets, I like their matchup there. The Rockets like to run all big lineups. They got Steven Adams, Kevin Durant's pretty big, Amin Thompson's pretty big. Obviously, Sengun's tall. Like, they got a lot of bigs, but the Spurs have Wembanyama. He's 7'5", folks. Like, he is the best defender in the league. When he's playing, and the guards for the Spurs have been so good. So I'm taking the Spurs to the Western Conference Finals. I don't care. Sue me. Over on the east side, Pistons, 76ers. This one would be fun. I think the 76ers could give the Pistons a run for their money. I wouldn't be shocked if we get this series and it goes 7 games. I think the 76ers are very sneaky, and like I said, I've drawn a lot of concerns for the Pistons. Sometimes offensively when Cade's not doing it for them, which doesn't happen often, but they struggle. Cade's kind of like he is obviously like the biggest part of this offense, and there's nobody even close to him. Does worries me a little. Maybe they make a trade at the deadline that kind of addresses that. I'm still gonna go with the Pistons. I don't feel great about it, but they're the 1 seed for a reason, and I think they're still a really good, capable team. The defense has been amazing. Jalen Duren's probably going to be an all-star this season, so I'll take the Pistons, but I think the 76ers could maybe take that series to 7, maybe win that. Definitely, they could win that series. I wouldn't be shocked. Celtics, Knicks. As of right now, I'll take the Knicks, but if Tatum comes back, I'm telling you, if Tatum comes back for the playoffs, or if he comes back at some point in the regular season, gets kind of ramped up for the playoffs, I wouldn't be shocked if we're looking at the Celtics come out of the East, which is insane. I had this team finishing as the 8 seed, I want to say, in the East preseason. I had them losing in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs preseason. Now they're sitting here at the 3 seed, even without Tatum. Jalen Brown and the rest of this team has been so good, but I'm still going to take the Knicks. Offensively, I just trust them more. Jalen Brunson's a closer. Karl-Anthony Towns. The Celtics have a center problem. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to dominate in this series, I'd expect, so I'll take the Knicks. I know it's boring. We got the 1 and 2 on each side. Now, over on this west side, I've thought about this long and hard. I really have. The Spurs have beat the Thunder 3 times. All 3 times they played them in the regular season. For whatever reason, the Spurs just have the Thunder's number. The Thunder can't seem to figure it out. The Thunder are skidding right now. 6-4 in their last 10. They just got lost by 30 to the Charlotte Hornets. They just got taken to overtime by the Jazz last night. Or maybe it was 2 nights ago. The Thunder, if there's any point to pick against the Thunder, it would be right now. And I will say, I picked the Spurs to win the series. And then right before I hit record, I switched to the Thunder. I chickened out. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. I know it's trendy to hate on the Thunder right now. I'm still taking the Thunder. I don't care. We've seen teams before dominate in the regular season and it not matter. The Bulls did this with Derrick Rose. I think they swept the LeBron D-Wade Heat 4-0, or maybe it was 4-1 in the regular season, and they dominated in the regular season. And I think in the postseason, the Heat won that series in 4 or 5 games. I want to say, I'm pretty sure. We've seen this happen before, folks. I think the Spurs' youth is going to get them at some point. I do think the Spurs are a contender, but can I see them I could see them getting in the finals. Like I just said, they're a contender, so kind of contradicting myself, but with such a young team, we haven't seen any of these guys. Well, we have seen De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs before, but that was with the Kings. We haven't seen this team in the playoffs before. I need to see it before I believe it. So as of right now, I'm taking the Thunder. I know it's boring. Like I said, if there's any time to pick against the Thunder, it would be now, which is why I wanted to do it. I really did, but this is my predictions. I got to be logical. I'm taking the Thunder. And then the East, it's going to be the same thing. The Knicks are going to be my team out of the East as of right now. The Pistons are just too one-dimensional offensively. The Knicks have one of the best offense, maybe the best offense in the league. I know the defense isn't great, but I think the Knicks have what it takes. And then in the finals, Thunder Knicks. The Thunder are too good, man. I know they've been bad recently, but I just can't get away from them. I don't know what it is. Like I said, they're just the safest team to win it all right now. Even still with their skid, they are just still the team I feel the most confident in. Like I said, I'll be honest, full transparency. Right before I hit record, I had the finals in this as Spurs Knicks winning over the Spurs. But I can't. And I thought about when I switched to the Thunder beating the Spurs. I thought about maybe taking the Knicks here, but I don't like this matchup, man. The Knicks are not good defensively. Like I said, in the past month, they have not held a team under 110 points. Against the Thunder, you just can't do that. And the Thunder's defense is the best in the league still. If there's anyone to slow down the Knicks offense, it is the Thunder. They have the reigning MVP, maybe the back-to-back MVP. We'll see what happens by the end of the season, but still going to go ahead and take the Thunder. This has been my finals, by the way. Same winner, same finals since the preseason. This was my preseason finals, and I have yet to switch it. I will say this episode this is the closest I've been But as of right now, I'm still taking Thunder over Knicks. Let me know what you guys think. Who are you taking in the finals right now? Am I valid for sticking with the Thunder? Am I wrong for doing so? You could argue both sides, I'd say so. Let me know in the comments. That's going to do it, though. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video if you enjoy. Subscribe, turn on the noties if you are new, to make sure you don't miss whenever we post. We're posting college basketball every Monday, college football every Tuesday, NFL every Wednesday, NBA almost every Thursday. So if you like any of that, go down there, subscribe. With all that being said, though, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching once again. And I will see you guys on Monday with another college basketball Power 40 rankings video.